When your church is more about you than Jesus. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up and comment your thoughts below. For more videos and tips, subscribe to our channel. Not sure if your church has the signs of a cult church? A growing phenomenon within the ranks of churches, large and small, but mostly large, is the cult of personality. What is a cult of personality? What are signs of a cult church? It's when a person becomes the center of attention rather than Christ. An individual looms larger than a mission. A figure is given more status than the organization itself. Sometimes this cult is so egregious it's hard to believe, such as reports from some churches that staff must rise when the pastor enters the room, aren't allowed to look him in the eye, can never talk to him or engage him unless he takes the initiative, or must refer to him by title and never simply by his first name. All in the name of giving appropriate honor. Please. Beyond such ridiculous antics, the greater dilemma is how many attenders of such churches would adamantly deny that a cult of personality is being intentionally fostered. Too many allow being fans, and having enthusiasm about ministry, to cloud their judgment. So consider the following 10 signs, in no particular order, of a cult of personality at work in a local church that could reveal signs of a cult church. Signs of a cult church. Number 1. The demand for special treatment, special honor, special recognition. In other words, there is an active cultivation of being treated differently than others. Signs of a cult church. Number 2. The website is focused on an individual. A person's quotes, their picture, their books, their activities, their blog, well, you get the picture. It's pretty clear who, not what, the church is about. Signs of a cult church. Number 3. No one is allowed to question the leader without retribution. There is a thin skin evident toward any and all critics, who are often written off as haters, or simply those who are envious. There is a bubble that prevents constructive criticism. Signs of a cult church. Number 4. If the leader were to leave, die or fall into scandal, there is little doubt in anyone's mind that the entire enterprise would collapse. Those who flooded in via transfer growth to be part of the next thing would flood right back out, because the next thing was a personality, not a true mission or movement. Signs of a cult church. Number 5. The line between, look at what God is doing, and, look at what our leader is doing, is almost non-existent. In other words, God isn't getting the glory, an individual is. Signs of a cult church. Number 6. The name of the leader and the name of the church are inseparable. The leader is as much of a brand, or even the brand, as the ministry. If you like our videos, help us reach 10,000 subs and hit the subscribe button now. Signs of a cult church. Number 7. Image is paramount. Clothes, camera angles, prepared one-liners, manipulation of media. The leader is presented, handled and then performs as a carefully handled celebrity. Signs of a cult church. Number 8. There is no sense of team leadership, team teaching or team mentality. There is a single person or leader, and then there are implementers. No one is to question the leader's vision. It is seen as God-given, sacrosanct, and thus anything the leader says or does in pursuit of that vision is never to be questioned. Signs of a cult church. Number 9. The person travels in an entourage, often with personal security, and is seldom accessible. Signs of a cult church. Number 10. Their speaking or teaching often revolves around themselves. There is even a name for it, narcigesis, instead of exegesis. Guest speakers feel compelled, and sometimes are compelled, to laud the leader as part of their presentation. Some of you are scratching your head, saying, really? This exists? People are actually engaged in ministry leadership like this? More than you might imagine, and yes, it's repugnant. Let's state the obvious. Pastors are to be honored, revered and treated with enormous respect. Scripture tells us to give them double wages for their labors, and that no attack on their character or work should be entertained without enormous documentation. But they equip people for ministry, as opposed to basking in the adulation of others watching them perform. But even more pressing is that all glory and attention should be on making God famous, not a person. Fame should not be cultivated in the name of influence. If anything, it should be feared in view of pride coming before a fall. Finally, cults of personality can lead to heresy creep. With a leader firmly entrenched in people's minds as God's superstar, There is little practice along the lines of the highly commended Bereans. Remember them? Now the Bereans were of more noble character than the Thessalonians, for they received the message with great eagerness and examined the scriptures every day to see if what Paul said was true. Acts chapter 17 verse 11, NIV. Here, people were commended for checking out what an apostle, no less, had to say in view of the Old Testament scriptures. Few cults of personality end well, and when they don't, the wider church and Christianity itself suffers a black eye. So let's abandon any and all cults. Not just the ones you've associated with Jim Jones, the Moonies or the Branch Davidians. But the one you might be part of yourself, and unknowingly, even propagating. This is Luke for Christian News Today. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.